It's time once again for That's Not News, and today it's myself joined by another Dave, Mr. Dave Jackson in the house.
2 Daves for the price of one.
2 days for the price of one. Both of us probably half price though. We are the budget end of balls up.
Big time.
Big time.
Also, first of all, look at Dave's trainers. How good are they?
Oh, these are decent actually.
Have you got anything to say about these? Are these very special ones?
They're just Nike up tempos, I think, tempo 2s, something like that.
So, how much would these set you back if you were looking?
These, I got a deal. I think I paid 50.
What?
Should have been about
more than that.
Should have been about 85, something like that.
Even that.
Very big, bit moon booty, but so you know, it's all about
coordinated with his trainers. Dave.
Brand. I don't know.
Colour coordination.
Colour coordination. That's what it's about. But forget the kicks. Don't forget, they're always amazing. Forget the kicks for the moment though.
Yeah.
Because it's time for That's Not News.
What's coming up?
What is coming up today is some of the biggest stories going. We've got some Rick and Morty coming for you and some big updates from Facebook. Last week, me and Sam were talking about some great news from Facebook. This week, the tables have turned.
Big time.
They have turned big time.
Zuckerberg's looking at a 15 stretch.
Boom. But we start, as always, with Fans Corner.
Yeah.
And last week, we asked you guys to comment on, vote on Hall of Fame or Hall of Shame for Altered Carbon on Netflix. Now, interestingly, Sav had finished it last week when we spoke about it. I had 3 or 2 episodes to go. Now I've got 1 episode to go, but you're only 2 in.
I'm just started it. It's a bit slow at the start, but I've heard that. I heard it starts slow, but it gets...
Keeps.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd have watched That's Not News last week, we would have told you.
I watched it.
Just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But you guys voted up in the poll, and you voted 77% Hall of Fame. So
boom.
Bang.
That is quite impressive.
Well done, Altered Carbon. I think it deserves it, because I've still got 1 episode to go, and I can't wait. I'm looking forward to the weekend when I can sit down and finish that series and crack it out. I think you've got a lot to come, not crack it out like that.
Crack it out
I just saw the way you looked at me. Don't be rude. It's a family show. But this week, we are reviewing, thank you to, I'm going to get it right, McTighe 97, 91, one of the two, but McTighe.
So it's not McTigre?
We've been saying McTeague for the past couple of weeks, but the boy McTighe commented when we said, can you tell us how to pronounce it, sent us a YouTube link that I actually read. I even read it again before we came on air today to figure out how to say it correctly. But he submitted Deadpool 2.
Ooh.
And we thought, perfect, it's topical because the trailer came out for the second one about 3 hours ago.
3 hours ago, dropped. Have you seen the first one?
I have seen the first one.
What did you think?
I thought it was really good. My dad actually came in to me the other day, said something like, have you seen that Paul one? I thought he meant the Simon Pegg film, Paul, which, you know, if someone says that, they probably would do. Turns out he meant Deadpool. He just watched it because it's now on Netflix. He loved it as well. Okay. Big Dave was a fan.
I think it was all right, but the way the fanboys and fangirls talked about it, it was like, all right, I get it. It's an R-rated comic book movie. Yeah. But it was good, and I think, what's his name? Ryan Reynolds was very good in it.
He's very good in it. I think it's a little bit different. It's a bit like the Guardians of the Galaxy ones. The reason I like it is because you get so many of the Marvel films that it's nice to have one which just takes a slightly different slant on it.
Yeah. Almost like a sideways glance.
Almost a sideways glance, a bit of a diagonal view.
Like a diagonal
something
view.
like that, maybe. Yeah.
So, but we are going to review, we're going to ask you guys to review number 2. Vote up there if you think Deadpool 2 should go into the Hall of Fame or the Hall of Shame.
But maybe we should just watch a little bit first, give you a hint. Bang.
What in the hell is this?
My name's Cable. I'm here for the kid.
What? The kid?
Move or die.
So there you go, Deadpool 2. Let us know what you thought in the comments below, and make sure you vote up there whether or not you're going to the Wall of Fame or the Wall of Shame.
So our first biggest story sweeping the internet this week, internet, is Facebook. Now last week we were talking about how the good work they'd done because they shut down Britain First on the platform.
Yeah.
Quality stuff there. But the tables have gone back the other way. Today, well not today, this week, Facebook have been called out and risk losing pretty much a huge chunk of their advertisers who are like deciding whether they should move away from the platform because of what's been called the Cambridge Analytica scandal, which from what we know about it is data scraping, is that right?
Yes.
Back in 2012, 2013 I think it is, those old school quizzes used to do on Facebook that were like try and figure out your personality, things like that.
Yeah,
supposedly
so like
they were
like garlic bread are you?
which garlic bread are you? That kind of thing. Which member of the Friends cast are you? I got Monica.
The reason why this is so dangerous is it wouldn't just take your data, it would take your friends' data, and when you have that pool of information, then you have the ability to shape things.
And the one I remember is Nigerian elections, but I think the presidential campaigns and things like that as well, all in the past of like, they believe now there's sort of supposedly some direct links that like link that what they were doing on their influence was being posted, and then people's patterns of voting and things like that afterwards, and media attention and press, how people were feeling about things in the public eye. It's crazy when you think about it. Everyone always makes the jokes, and we always see memes about how, you know, like the FBI guys watching through your webcam and all that kind of stuff. But it feels like this is the real life version of that kind of thing actually happening. They are taking that data. Everything your mum and dad were scared about the internet for is true. Like, they actually are taking stuff.
And if you think it's something like 80 billion, I think it's like 80 billion users use that platform every month. That is a very, very scary number. And if you also think votes like Brexit were won by something like only like 400,000 votes, it wasn't even that much, was it? It was like 51% to like 49.4% or something like that. You think the margins of when you think that such a powerful organisation can have that much power over a population, then it's very scary.
The other side of it as well is what you're saying there. You think the US presidential election, the way their system works is it meant Trump got into power, but more people actually voted for Hillary, didn't they?
Yes.
She had more votes, but because of the areas they're in. So when it's that tight, when it's not just stuff like this really does matter. Like where people's opinion is going. Digital media is the big source of how people shape their viewpoint on the world's issues. We talked about it last week about the responsibility that comes from users of social media when they've got a voice. There's a bigger responsibility that comes from the platforms themselves to do the right thing with what we're offering.
I think also the media have always shaped public opinion. However, the thing that's very scary about Facebook and I guess online platforms is there isn't a definitive, there is no watchdog here, and I think that's the very scary thing.
There's no basic set of rules.
So yes, Facebook could be in very, very big trouble here. Apparently, Zuckerberg might be subpoenaed, and if that's the case, if they have to give over that data, Facebook are in big trouble. The last story of the day is about Rick and Morty. This show seems to have one of the most engaged fan bases on the internet. Like didn't they riot at McDonald's because they run out of that sauce? Is it
Szechuan sauce.
Szechuan sauce. So basically, rumours are that the show hasn't been commissioned for a next season, meaning the writer cannot be asked to write a next series.
Well, that's Dave's opinion on what's going on.
I think that's what's happened there, because quite clearly Adult Swim would want as many series as they can get their hands on. It's a massive cash cow for the station, but the writer is quite clearly trying to make a bit of a scapegoat of why he can't be, and rightly so. He's a fella who's probably made enough money than he'll ever need to spend. So he's probably having a great time, can't be asked to write a new series, and instead of getting any backlash from the fans, which he needs to protect, he's putting the blame on Adult Swim. Anyway, that's what I think. Dave, what do you think?
I mean, that's a hell of an intro. What a rant that was.
Here we go.
Dan Harmon, his name is.
Yes.
That's the guy's name. One of the two creators, I think there's two. Basically, supposedly what it's come down to is that a guy tweeted him saying that what was the hold up on making the next season, because Run the Jewels, the hip-hop duo, had a music video animated by the animators of Rick and Morty, I believe. Okay. And they were saying if they've got time to go and do that, why can't they be doing this? They're waiting on you to finish writing it. And he came back and basically said, yeah, why would I bother writing something that's not been renewed for season 4? Which makes a good point. It could definitely be what you're saying. It could also be his way of trying to get some public spin to Adult Swim to say, you know, what's going on? People, it's out here. I'll call you out and say, what's the deal with it? Yeah, I don't know. It's got such a huge fan base, Rick and Morty, that you kind of feel like it doesn't make sense for Adult Swim to not renew it. It's
and even not the Adult Swim, surely another network or even like Netflix itself.
Exactly. Yeah, it's got a huge audience from Netflix, hasn't it? So I think they've got everything up there.
Which is why I kind of have my argument that maybe the writer just can't be asked.
Maybe it does make sense.
But I don't know. So
up that price. Yeah. Get your money, mate. Someone also told me that season 2 onwards or whatever, once they got that renewed and they knew they had a fan base, it really kicked up again and got really good. So I'm going to stick with it, give it a bit more, and you never know, maybe one day there'll be a little cameo from the boys. We can drop in on the Rick and Morty universe.
Probably.
bang.
Probably not though.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah.
So kill it right away.
So thanks so much for watching That's Not News. We really appreciate all your support, all of your love. Make sure you vote up there if you think Deadpool should go in Hall of Fame, Hall of Shame. Make sure you watch the quiz. Very good one this week. Very, very good one. And yeah, is that it?
I think that's it. I was just playing imaginary drums. So to lead us out, my calf. Quality. Perfect.
Peace.
Subscribe.